you love the survival shows but not the drama? Do you ever wonder if the skills they show are for real? Come with Justin Wolf and Larry Roberts as they show what it takes to really do what they show on TV. Watch them as they act out different scenarios and show you the common mistakes most people make when faced with the tough choices you can be faced with when all does not go as planned in the wild.
Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Clothed and Confident. Today I'm in the woods a little bit farther away from my house than I normally go, so a little more than just out my back door. But I'm here with a group of folks that I'm hosting a Facebook event and are studying heavily on fire and stuff. But this is where I'm going to be able to do my Clothed and Confident video as well. And our video this time is going to be operating with an injury maybe, or basically trying to do everything one-armed. My hand is still messed up. I can touch things a little bit right now, but I'm gonna not use it for anything for this episode. Just now starting to wear, like, I can, you know, tie my shoes by myself and stuff. Anyway, this aspect, or what we want to do in this video, is to set up a shelter and make a meal. We're gonna do that all with one hand. So I'm going to be sleeping out here, so I want to be collecting enough wood to last me all night long, or at the bare minimum heat up some food that we brought as a group. I will be making a meal by myself as well, and I'll be setting up my shelter by myself. So anyway, if you hear people in the background, that's why I'm out here with a group, and we're going to collect some more firewood. Alright guys, stay tuned. I don't know if you guys can see this. I'll show the camera in a little bit, but it's really uneven, this area. But you know, whatever, I walked this whole area and this is about as good as I could find. I'll be using a sleeping pad anyway, so I don't really care. But I'm going to do a paw point, so I'm going to make my ridge line. Just something to attach the top of the plow point to right there. That's what I'm working with right there. Not very even. Yeah. Keep going in the swamp there if you're going to snore. Doing this stuff one-handed really makes you appreciate your other hand, or appreciate how lucky you are if you have two hands or two arms, whatever. Because this stuff's a pain. Everything takes like twice as long, if not 3 times as long. There's my bowling right there. Alright, well, I need some more practice with that one hand bowling nut. I got it, but with a little help from a friend. And an overhand knot would have been easier to do one-handed. And I've done that one-handed before, so that's not a big deal. Just trying new things out. So this is dead. I don't really want to grab a hold of that. should have cut this down. I know that camera angle was bad, but sorry guys. Ain't nothing easy about this. Well, I just dropped my camera, so I'm glad it's still working. This is what I'm going to use for stakes. Our ground is frozen, so whittling a stake out of a piece of wood isn't really going to do you a lot of good. Alright, and that's how I'm going to set up my shelter. Just zipping up this pack is a pain. I got good teeth. Alright, just got this piece of oilskin. Just going to spread this out. There's going to be a little bit of a moisture barrier between the snow and my sleeping mat. I'm having my bivvy inside my shelter because, you know, I don't want to roll into the snow in the middle of the night and get my sleeping bag wet. So what this thing's going to do is now I've got a platform, so if I need to get up and like I just got my socks on or something like that, it's just an extra little bonus for me. And plus, like I said, it goes underneath my sleeping mat. And actually I screwed up. Last time I used this, I needed this whole area for me and my wife. This time I'm going to keep it folded up in half, so I'll have a double barrier. It'll be double thickness. So refold it and shove it in there. This is the part that I've been dreading. If I were truly one-handed, I'd get a different mat than this. I'd try a combination of something that was already pumped up or something. But I've got to pump this one up, and it's designed. And you can see the two little hand marks there. One hand has to cover this valve, and the other, both of them have to pump it up. So I'm going to be using my elbow, I guess, on this one. Even on a good day, this thing takes a long time to pump up.
There were the two fake ones, the green ones. That are worth 70%. I took two of them. I got this one.
Alright guys, Dave, you kind of teased me a little bit about why, if I have an MSS with this Gore-Tex bivvy, why have a shelter? It's supposed to snow tonight, man. I got my gear, you can't see it. I got my pack under my shelter in here. If it starts raining or sleeting or whatever, now it's protected. Look at the ground. If I roll off of this, or even if I don't roll off of this, what if my shelter, I mean, it's okay, but I don't have to worry about it that much. It doesn't overhang as much as I'd like to. What if I've set up my shelter totally the wrong way and I was a dumbass? Now the snow, or, who knows, the wind changes a lot. The snow can come in here, gonna go right over the top of the Gore-Tex bivvy. It's not gonna get my bag wet, anything. Now, I could shove my bag back further, but there again, you shove your bag back further, I'm not gonna get the transfer between the oilskin and my bag. If I get condensation, anything like that, it's not going to go into my sleeping bag. If I roll off into this slop that I'm sleeping on, the snow that's half melted, the bivvy is protecting me. That's why I choose to use the bivvy inside of a shelter.
Right there, perfect.
Yeah, she kind of just got creative with it, and I'm gonna make some more. I know I got some coffee in here somewhere. What the hell is it?
It's in the other pantry.
I got the MRE coffee if you want.
There it is.
Hey George, might have to plug it in the back.
Decided to be on here.
Take a strip of it. Sure.
Hey guys, well, I'm back from my overnighter. I just went ahead and packed up camp just like how I set it up. Basically, it was just a little bit just in reverse order or whatever. And then of course you always have the snow and stuff that attaches to your equipment that you always got to try to brush off and stuff. It was 35-ish or so when we were there, and then that night it dropped down to about 18, so everything was wet when we went to bed kind of, and then everything just froze in solid, like my steaks were a son of a gun to pull out. But anyway, a couple things I learned about this. You know, my scenario wasn't exactly that somebody was injured. It was more of, you know, how would you go about doing this maybe if you were, you know, disabled and you didn't have use of your hand or something like that. I've been doing this for a little bit now with this one-hand deal, so I've got a little bit of practice in. I did not make a fire while I was out there. I've got a whole playlist now of one-handed bushcraft stuff, and I mean, I've made fire many different ways one-handed, so I mean, you know, it was kind of redundant. They already had a fire going, so I didn't really need to make one. One thing I learned about this is getting into your pack with those zippers is a pain with only one hand. They're industrial kind of, you know, hardcore zippers, but I mean, they're just a pain. I didn't have such a bad time with my MSS. I was able to, it was a little bit difficult, but I was able to work the zippers on that one better than the top part of the bag that you saw me struggling with. One other thing that I did with this is, when I was home trying to prep for this overnighter, I really tried hard to put my sleeping bag in some sort of a bag. Whether it was first I tried the gun, or I knew I wasn't going to be able to get it in the stuff sack. And then I tried various sizes of dry bags. It was a pain. I mean, just a pain. What I did is I just stuffed that thing down inside my pack. I even used my foot and just stuffed it in there as good as I could. My mat, I can actually get it back into that really tiny stuff sack that it comes in, usually. This time, all I did is I just rolled it up and I have a webbing strap and just strapped it. So at least it was, you know, manageable. It was in a decent size. And then of course my tarp I just strapped to the outside of my bag. So definitely all these little stuff sacks, all this little stuff, it's crazy how we take for granted our body parts, and, you know, if we're healthy and stuff, you know, our bad days are a heck of a lot better than a lot of other people's. That's all I got to say about that. We're really lucky if we're, you know, healthy and whole-bodied and stuff. This whole thing without being able to use my hand has really, really taught me a lot about that and about the struggles, just everyday life of people that don't have full use of their limbs. And I mean, I'm only talking about a hand, only temporarily. It's, you know, other injuries can be, you know, I don't have any ideas about those. Just lately, I'm just, like I said before, you know, able to tie my shoes a little bit. Just getting dressed in the morning, it's just a pain. I mean, it's just an ordeal, it seems like. But anyway, enough of that. I had a good time. Set up the shelter like we were supposed to in the video. Cooked a meal. That was just oatmeal. George taught me that trick. You don't even need to put it in a container. You can just make it right in your little packet there, and it works just fine. And then the bacon on a stick there. That was that was pretty good breakfast this morning. So anyway, I hope you like the video. If you've never done this one-handed stuff, just give it a try once. I mean, give it a try and consciously try not to use your hand. I mean, even just a tiny bit, it's amazing. I mean, just holding something there, just holding something while your other hand, you know, does the actual task. You don't have that. I mean, and you know, if you didn't have strong teeth, I don't know what you'd do, you know. But anyway, hope you guys liked the video, and talk to you later.